Welcome to everyone online. It's so good to have you with us. And this morning, as we open with a fabulous new song, well, sort of new, we have Dennis Bryan. I'll do it right.
Two first names.
Dennis Bryan. So would you stand if you wish and join in our opening song?
I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God's in everything. I know God's in everything. Big finish.
It's so good to be together in spiritual community, and we have an exciting yard sale going on. It will be open after service, so, come on in now. So we come together on Sunday mornings because we know there's a power for good in the universe. Ernest Holmes used to have a radio broadcast, and it opened with this big booming voice that said, "There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it." See, you all know that. I love that. I like to open with that. The thing is, we're always using it, aren't we? And so when we come together and connect with each other and move into that sense of the divine presence everywhere and see the divine in all, we discover that, well, we're using it all the time, but we're using it in the most powerful, productive way to transform our lives and actually the world. So thank you for being here as we inspire one another, as we connect, as we love, as we care, as we lift up the planet into peace, which is our topic today. And we have some announcements for you. Our beloved, will you get to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Sharon. Good morning, everyone. I'm Katie Frankel. I'm the current president of the Board of Trustees. And right now, I'm excited to welcome up Mark Ruth to make an announcement about the yard sale final discounts and cleanup and divine dining soon to come. Hats off to you, Mark.
Thank you, Katie. Yes, today is Discount Sunday at the yard sale. So everything is discounted and a super special. You buy the bag for $8 and everything that you can put in there is yours. Not from the boutique heirloom, no electronics, and no denim. So you're going to really clean up if you go shopping afterwards. Oh, and speaking of clean up, at 2 o'clock, we got to clean up Richelieu Hall. So the more volunteers we have, the easier it is to clear everything off and get it on the stage. Now, so this is not a magician's hat, and 2 or 3 of us can't do it. So I need everyone's help. Thank you. Now, for Divine Dining, we have a tea party coming up, the Vintage Tea Party. And there's only 20 slots available, 16 are filled up, and Dr. Moira is going to be attending that tea party, so there's only a few slots left. And that means if you want to go, maybe the bid will go higher. Now, at that vintage tea party, the ladies are also running a hat. The best hat wins. So I figured, hey, wait a second, I could enter that contest. No, I think they're talking about really nice women's hats. So I'll stick with the magician, and hopefully you people will appear at the Divine Dining. Now, there's a second Divine Dining, and Danny's here in the audience. He's donated a $100 Visa card, so you can go to dinner for two, anywhere you like to go, and 2 concert tickets. Check out that table. That bids up to $100. We need your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Just a few other things before I hand it back over to Dr. Sharon. The next men's group meeting is going to be Monday, September 18th. And then also letting you know, this is really exciting, and we talked about it last week, that Namaste Cafe is returning Friday night with Harold Payne in concert. It's going to be Friday night at 7 o'clock. Please see Doris at the front desk or Reverend Mary if you have questions.
To Mark, Dean, and all the volunteers. If you volunteered before, after, during the yard sale, raise your hand. Yay, thank you, thank you. And some of them are still there, so thank you. Thank you. Wow, big job. You can see if you walk in Richelieu Hall, it is a big job still. So I want to just mention to you that Reverend Kathy and I will be teaching a CSL certificated class. It's called From Whence We Came. It starts Wednesday, September 27th. We're doing it in the evening because I've heard that people who work during the day can't come to our daytime classes. So we picked that on purpose. It's on Zoom, so you can stay home and enjoy it. And I've had great experience teaching classes on Zoom. This class is amazing because if you're ready to expand your view of yourself and the universe, we're going to be taking a deep dive in some of those people who influenced Ernest Holmes and some of Ernest Holmes' writings itself, to just look at what they really teach and how it affects our own lives. So I hope you sign up. It's going to be fun. We also have scholarships available. I do not want anyone to skip this class because of the cost. So see me, see Reverend Kathy, see Doris if you'd like to be scholarship. We want you to come if you're ready for this class and dive in with us.
Our book club is starting Michael Beckwith's book, Spiritual Liberation. All are welcome to join us as we read this powerful book that can change your life, just like the classes here that Dr. Sharon is going to be teaching with Reverend Kathy as well. The book club meets on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. here in the lobby. And also don't forget, you guys can join us every Sunday for the Science of Mind class before this service. It starts at 10:15 in Richelieu Hall, and you can learn more about the teaching as we discuss Ernest Holmes. Our drumming circle will meet next Sunday, September 24th, after service in Richelieu Hall.
So I'm going to talk to you about a little issue that has come up in our center. Some of you know about it. A few of you may have been affected by it. And we felt that it was important to be transparent and just let you know what's going on. We discovered that we had a problem with bed bugs here in our facility, in very isolated areas. And very few people actually ended up taking them back home. We're working with Church Mutual, our insurance company, to handle those details with you. We do have great liability insurance. If you are affected, please let us know. I want to say that we immediately took steps. As soon as we knew, we sprayed and pretty much covered everything that needed to be covered. And yet, we were concerned, so we actually called in. We did that ourselves because we had someone come in and test, and they couldn't find any bed bugs. So we said, we're going to spray anyway. So we ordered something. Grant sprayed. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Grant. You're the best. But then we also hired a dog that can sniff them out. And so the dog came in, and he found 2 that were hiding in a place that Grant didn't spray, I think. But they were hiding, and just 2 in one little place. But we had that company then come in and completely treat they've done the sanctuary, Richelieu Hall. We even turned all the chairs in Richelieu Hall upside down. What they use is not toxic to humans or animals. It's very safe, but it will kill bed bugs if they get on it. So we feel very confident that that's handled the problem completely. We're going to be spraying every quarter for the next year at least. So just want you to know that's been happening, and we want to be responsible about that. Thank you. Oh, I have one more important announcement. That is 2 weeks from today, on October the 1st, we're having a town hall meeting again. It's been a little while. Lots of things are going on. You'll want to be there. We have some important announcements and some updates on all the good things that have been changing and happening here at the center. We're going to have this one in Richelieu Hall because I want to have more engagement. You know, last time we kind of did a town hall meeting here. We talked to you and nobody had any questions, and I want to see you a little closer and be able to connect with you. So we thought that Richelieu Hall, we could eat our snacks and have a chat, okay? So 2 weeks from now, please come to that. Let's see. Back to you.
And looking ahead, we're going to have a wonderful concert with our beloved Soundscape Orchestra on Friday, October 6th in Richelieu Hall. This will be from 6 to 8. It's free, you guys, so please see the flyer at the activity table. At this time, just a real big thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers. I mean, we could not run the center, from everyone on the Board of Trustees, to everyone working at the yard sale, to the front desk, to hospitality, to our greeters, to the women's group, to the drumming circle. Everything, we do this for you, and thank you for being, our volunteers are our pillars. Thanks for holding us up.
Big thank you to our tech team, especially in the back. And as I said before, all the volunteers that help with our sale today. Do any of you love children, enjoy children? We would like to find some people to assist in our youth ministry. We had 2 really good trained adults to work with them, and one of them went off to college, continue her education. So we only have 1 right now. We really need to have 2 people in there. We're actually willing to pay someone. We're looking for volunteers to just maybe come once a month. You know, we'll work this out. But if you're interested in children, please see me after service today. That would be great. And I want to take a moment to say a big thank you to someone very special. And I'm going to do this now. Woo. Our beloved president of our board, Katie Frankel, has served us in amazing ways. And she is, I'm very sad to say, and yet happy for her, she's going to be moving. She still considers herself part of this community, but she's actually stepping away as our board president. And the board will be adding another person to our board and electing a new president. And I just want to say that you have touched my life. You're amazingly organized. You have a heart of gold, and you're a bright light when you do our announcements. You're a good leader. She is the one that brings everything to our attention. So thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. That was great. And now it's that time of service when we're going to turn inward, and I'd like to invite Dennis back up. So just be with this music, sing along if you wish.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening.
So being open now to that divine presence, I take a breath and center myself in the one power, the one light, the one life that is divine, that is the very core of my being, my true nature, is this presence. I uniquely express that in the world. And coming from that place of that oneness, I speak a word for our time today. Just knowing that that power and presence moves through everything in our service, that we are lifted up into a deeper awareness of our own divinity and the divinity of others, that the music inspires and uplifts, that all that happens here today, beyond the service, the connections we make, support us, empower us, that this is a safe and sacred space for really living in the light and in our true self. I speak a word for all those who are here, knowing that this is a place of peace. And so today we do open our hearts to the grand presence of peace in all. Knowing that peace is moving around the planet as we live from that place of peace ourselves. We influence, like ripples in a pond, we influence others. So we stand in peace today, we stand in our power today, we stand in the joy and love of God, and our time together is blessed in 1,000 ways, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you, Andy. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Sharon's marquee topic is Let Peace Prevail. Her longer title is Let Harmony, Peace, and Oneness Prevail. I love chapter 16 in the Science of Mind textbook. It's called The Principles of Successful Living. And he says that the science of mind does not offer something for nothing. It does say that if you work with the law, if you comply is the word he used, if you comply with the law complies with you. No person can demonstrate peace while remaining unhappy. He says you can demonstrate resignation and call it peace. And then he goes on to say, no man can jump in the water and stay dry. What he's saying is that if you're unhappy, if you're staying dry, then you're not working with the law. And that's the idea behind demonstrating peace and harmony and oneness. He says that no man whose entire time is spent in the contemplation of limitation can demonstrate freedom from limitation. So what I take this to mean is that when I criticize, when I complain, when I worry, when I do all sorts of things, the law is working with me and is bringing to me what I say that I don't want. I want peace. And so in order to work with those in word and deed and feeling, that's what we need to demonstrate and refrain from engaging in those things we don't want. There's so much more to habitual thinking and feeling. I love our peace song, and I think I love it because of that last line that says, "Let peace begin with me." So I invite all of you in closing to say that with me. You know the words. let peace begin with me. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Great to be here. Boy, you're all spread out. Well, I wanted to say something really quick about this song. I wrote this song. I was approached by another CSL member who is a landscape architect, and he had a project he was trying to get permission to do at the Long Beach airport to create this berm area, and he wanted to beautify it and make it eco-friendly. So I wrote this song for him, but the name of the song is Land of Our Own, and I'd like you to think beyond the physical land because it's more about the community of our own. So it's called Land of Our Own. Picture a place where light shines in. Picture a home where nothing has grown before. Picture the earth is waiting to win. Now is the time for life to begin. Here is a moment when giving can win us. Picture a life where flowers smile. Picture a perfect spot to stay a while. Picture the air is fresh and new. Now is the time for life to begin. Here is the moment when giving can win us a land of our own, a land perfectly grown, with one heart, one soul, one love of all. Picture a love that's bursting free. Picture it now inside of you and me. Picture the world in harmony. Now is the time for life to begin. Here is a moment when giving can win us a land of our own, a land perfectly grown, with one heart, one soul, one love of all. Perfectly grown, with one vision, one dream, one love of all. A land of our own, a land perfectly grown, a land of our own, a land perfectly grown, a land. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis. That was awesome. Really good. I'm borrowing your stand today. So, how's your peace monitor? You know, if this was like, I got my little trouble going on here, to, wow, I'm just steeped in peace and everywhere, everything I do. I mean, you know, how are you? You don't have to tell me, but think about it. Hopefully you're over here or close, but I'll bet there's little ways we could maybe improve that. I used to Sufi dance. And I have to tell you, it's not real Sufi dancing. I looked it up. Sufis do this weird thing, and it's not what we were doing. We were doing what I'd call American circle peace dances or something. I also did devotional singing. I did those things for years. And so what I'm going to share with you now, I learned it one or the other, I'm not sure which. It is a Chinese proverb, and I would sing to you, but I cannot sing, so I'm going to just say it like I'm pretending I'm not singing, but I wish I were. Does that make sense? It goes, when there's light in the soul, there's beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, there is harmony within the home. When there's harmony within the home, there's order in the nation. When there's order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Gosh, it's almost like I sang it. Thank you, you're so sweet. We're going to revisit that, and you'll actually get to see it later. So I'm just wondering how we can shift into that peaceful place within ourselves. And we have an amazing thing, a practice, a spiritual practice we use in science of mind and religious science and Centers for Spiritual Living called visioning. How many of you know about visioning? I just want to get a feel for that. See, you all know. Well, and you've done it before, so we're going to do it anyway together, sort of. We aren't going to close our eyes and we're not going to write it on the board, but I want to walk through that process as it relates to peace. To peace. To peace. So in visioning, the idea is not to visualize, not to create with my logical mind a vision. That's visualization, right? We all know that. But visioning means I'm opening up to see what shows up. Like when we get really still and just don't try to do something, things come up, right? So in visioning, there's some questions we ask. The first one is, what is the highest idea for this relationship, for this job, for my home, for my life, for my creativity, for my using my gifts, whatever it is, or for my center. So we ask that question, and we're just in a meditative state. We've recognized our connection to the divine, and we're just open to noticing what comes up. And so I want you to take a moment and let's all think about peace. In your mind, you don't have to close your eyes or anything, but just notice what comes up when you think about peace. I'm thinking about peace for myself. Because when I know that I'm at peace, the world is a more peaceful place. And it starts right here. I would love to do visioning for world peace, and I probably have. And that's big. Today, there are so many challenges going on around the world. We can get caught up in thinking about that, right? We're going to move away from that into thinking about how would it be if peace was everywhere. The next question is probably the most important one to me. And it is to live this vision. And so we move into the vision, we sense into that perfect relationship, that wonderful job where we're appreciated and we're receiving ample compensation and we're feeling free and light and loving what we do because we're using our gifts. We picture whatever it is we want. And we sort of embody that. We move into feeling that that's already so. And then we ask, in order to live this, is there something to be released? Is there something I need to let go of? And I bet you're thinking about some things to release, right? Because I am. Well, the first one that comes to me is judgment. And I got to tell you, I'm way beyond judging anything. I'm so holy that I don't judge anybody, but I discern. I have discernment, right? So, yeah, that's just a trick, a play on words. But so how do we move away from judgment? That's a hard one for me. I have found that the secret is connection. When I'm judging someone, if I can actually get to know them and discover who they are, my compassionate heart opens. I see them more clearly, and my judgment just falls away because I can't help but care for them and love them. So I have a friend, Carol Huntley, Reverend Carol Huntley. When we were on the minister council together, we would start a meeting, and one of the things she'd say, is there anything hanging out that you just want to get rid of? She would do this. She did this little thing one time, and I still remember it's like, okay, if judgment's a thing, if I'm feeling judgy about anybody, she'd said, just brush it off. Just like brush it off. Just whoosh, let it go. You know, letting go is kind of not always easy to do. I love The Big Bang Theory. That's one of my favorite shows, which is no longer new anymore. I sometimes watch reruns just for the fun of it. But one time, Sheldon was really upset about something. And Penny was encouraging him to just let it go. Do you ever find it hard to let things go? You know, even this doesn't always work, right? So she had him picture in his mind a pen. She said, I want you to picture a pen, a beautiful pen, and take a hold of it. Hold the pen and really see yourself in your mind. Close your eyes. Really see yourself holding the pen. He's like, okay, I got the pen. She says, okay, now just open your fingers and let it go. He said, I can't. It's really beautiful. It has my name on it. I can't let go. I can't let go. But that's the idea. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just let go? Well, we're going to talk about some ways to let go of things, but we've got a few more things that we might need to release besides judgment, right? What are you thinking? I'm thinking anger. You know, here's the thing about anger. I discovered that anger is a secondary emotion. What do you think's behind anger? We could have a conversation now, and I wish we were, because you all know what's behind anger. See? Thank you. We are having the conversation. It's fear of the past. It's pain. I'm sorry. It's pain. So back of the fear is pain. So it's actually fear too. So let me get there. It's pain of the past, fear of the future. How's that? That work? So what I've discovered in communicating with people, if I'm really angry, I need to calm down. Bet you didn't know that. Of course you did. But the person I'm upset with, rather than blasting them, they can hear it better if I can express my pain of the past or my fear of the future. Then we can connect and help heal and resolve whatever that is. Because the blasting doesn't do anything. Although I found with teenagers, I was such a calm mom. I was just like, you know, remember I've been in this since I was a teen, and I was taking classes when my kids were growing up on how to communicate with your children. So I was like trying to be the perfect mom. And so I didn't get mad at them. I would just be logical, you know, just try to talk to them. And then one time, something so bad happened that I raged. I just did it, you know, I let it out. And what I discovered is that was really impactful. There's actually a book called The Dance of Anger. One of my friends was going through something, and I brought her 2 books, and she picked The Dance of Anger. And sometimes anger empowers us to take care of ourselves, doesn't it? So even though I'm saying release anger, you want to move beyond that. It can be beneficial at times, momentarily. But I will tell you, they've discovered, remember when they were doing the kind of therapy where they would get their anger out and bang on things? There is a psychotherapy way of supposedly getting your anger out by doing that. What they discovered is it just made people more angry, made them live in their pain more. So I don't think that's exactly the solution to hang on to for very long, okay? Are y'all with me? Okay, what else do we want to get rid of? How about any sense of unworthiness? A lot of this has to do with what we think about ourselves. Do we judge ourselves? Are we angry with ourselves? Have we created pain in our lives to ourselves? So unworthiness is something that we really need to let go of. There was an idea I had, certainly when I was young, that I had to be good and I had to be perfect to be loved. You've probably heard this before because, you know, it's a story for many of us. And that's not true. Guess what? There was a young woman in a class, and she shared this. She had been through many classes by then. But she said, there was a time when I was in a group, and I thought I was awful. I did not love myself. She said, in this group, even though people were so different and so diverse and had problems, I began to feel love and care for them, even though they weren't perfect. And it was a wake-up call for her. She had this revelation that if she could love them just the way they were, maybe she was lovable. It shifted her whole life. So we're going to get rid of unworthiness, right? We're going to start by being kind to ourselves. We'll talk more about what we're going to embrace in a minute. So let's see. Blame. You blaming anybody for anything? That has to do with judgment, probably. But really, blame means that I'm coming from a place of being a victim. and it's the fault of something out there that's keeping me from being whole and happy. And that's not the truth. I get to choose when stuff happens out there that it doesn't need to keep me from still being amazing and free to be me and whole and happy, right? So let's just quit blaming somebody else when there's a problem. That doesn't mean you have to take the blame yourself, okay? People do stuff. Things happen in the world. You know, one of the things in Science of Mind that's been a challenge is that we say we have the power to create our lives. Change your thinking, change your life. And I want to address this because then when bad things happen, I can still remember, my mother, studied for the ministry, and I was just a kid. And, well, she studied for the ministry later, but there was a time in Science of Mind when she would kind of get mad at herself if she got a cold or something wasn't right, because it was her fault. Could we just move away from that? Because it's not the truth. Really, we are part of a collective consciousness. We are influenced by things outside of ourselves. We don't control everything, even though we wish we could. So how about if we just recognize that when those things happen, what we have here is a foundation, a spiritual foundation that will help us move through them. And oftentimes, we come out the other side with something more grand than we ever would have imagined. And that's where my faith is whenever something disturbing happens in life, is that this is leading me somewhere. And remember, I've been a hospice chaplain. I've been a chaplain at Children's Hospital, so I've seen some difficult things for families. And I'm not going to tell you any stories now. I'm going to get away from that. So we're moving all these things, right? Blame, worry. We already talked about that. Okay, how about complaining? Edwina Gaines tells a story about, she used to complain about everything. And she often complained to the minister. And here's the deal about complaining is she believed that her complaints were going to fix the thing she thought needed to be fixed. Yeah? And her minister finally said, you have to stop complaining. I'm going to challenge you to stop complaining. Don't complain anymore. Well, being the good person that Edwina Gaines is, she decided to try it. So her commitment was to not complain for 30 days. You may have heard her speak about this. Actually, there was someone who got the wristbands, elastic wristbands, and you're supposed to put it on your wrist, and if you complain, you move it to the other wrist, and then you have to start your 30 days over, okay? I want you to know I have not succeeded in 30 days straight of not complaining. It's just real life. It's just real life. But wouldn't it be wonderful, instead of complaining, if we just try to do something that fixes the issue? And it isn't telling someone else who's in charge, so they'll just go do it, because I'm not going to do it. Let's do it together. You can help me, right? So those are my big things that we're going to release. Are you ready to release all of those today? Woo, let's just brush it off or release it to the Spirit to know that it's all gone, it's all healed. I can stand in my wholeness as a divine presence right here, right now, and none of that stuff hinders my freedom, my joy, my being who I am. Remember, I still love the idea of I can go through life living full out and fail bravely and not be worried about it, because that's what life's about. It's an evolutionary process. We're always learning. Oh, I forgot guilt, didn't I? I told you I removed the guilt button and smashed it. And there are those who can sometimes put it back. You know, my husband, he told me he could reinstall it. He was joking, of course. He would never do that. But let's just get rid of that too. Whew, gone. Okay, so now the next question. So what is the highest vision? What needs to be released? Now, what should I embrace? What would move me into that place of peace? You're all having great ideas, right? Love, you're right. That's the bottom line, isn't it? It's love. Whew. Well, you know, on the way to love, there's this thing called forgiveness. And I'm not big on forgiveness, because I'm one of those people that just throws it away. And I think it's pretty easy for me to forgive. And I have some stuff to forgive, just so you know. I'm not telling you about it, but there's some things. I didn't ever want to go there, because here's why. I thought I'd have to dig up the things that were painful if I was going to do my forgiveness work. That sound right? And I did not want to do that. Well, there was a time when I was speaking at another church, and they were using the themes from Centers for Spiritual Living. They send out ideas for themes for every month and every week of the year. It's kind of a newish thing, not totally new. And they wanted me to talk about forgiveness. I was like, I don't really want to do that. Well, so I went to my bookshelf. I have lots of books. I have a library, and I have 2 libraries. So I went and just started looking at my books like, God, I have a book. I think I have one on forgiveness. And this book, I swear, jumped off the shelf. I didn't even know I had it. It was called Forgive for Good. And it was amazing, just amazing. And one of the things that he talks about, I'm trying to remember his name, something like luck. Let's see. Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. You can ask me later because I do know it. What he talks about is the fact that sometimes we take things personally that aren't meant to be personal. People hurt our feelings, and we carry that around, and so often they don't intend to do that. There was a guy that had a psychologist that had a radio show, and he would say, if someone's standing on your foot, say, ouch, don't do that, that hurts. But sometimes we don't even do that. He gave an example of, so you're showing some friends your beautifully new redecorated bathroom, and someone says something negative about it. He said, if that happens, just say, excuse me, what did you say? Excuse me, what? Because that will kind of wake them up and they'll go, it's lovely, or I'm sorry. Sometimes we don't even know what we say, and oftentimes we don't intend to hurt people, but we take things personally when people say things to us in an offhanded manner that seems just a little cutting. We're just humans. We're all learning and growing in this. So in forgiveness, we want to change the channel, was his bottom line. Change the channel. Don't take things personally, but when you start to think about the things that are not bringing you peace, you have the remote control. You can turn your mind. Here's where we talk about change your thinking, change your life. You can move what you're thinking about to something different. Change it to the peace channel. Change it to the beauty panel. Find something that inspires and connects you, right? I love what you all said, because you said love. And I have a quote from Wayne Dyer just about that. He says, forgiveness means you fill yourself up with love. I want you to feel that. You radiate that love. Forgiveness is a spiritual act of love for yourself, and it sends a message to everyone, including yourself, that you are the object of love, and that is what you are going to impart. So this is the thing we need to embrace, is being that presence of love. I want to do a little thing. I want to share something with you that is like a way of letting go, and it's a forgiveness practice is what it is. So just, if you're willing, kind of be present with me with this. If I have harmed anyone in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through my own confusion, I ask their forgiveness. If anyone has harmed me in any way, either knowingly or unknowingly, through their confusions, I forgive them. If there's a situation I'm not ready to forgive, I forgive myself for that. For all the ways that I harm myself, negate, doubt, belittle, judge, or be unkind to myself through my own confusions, I forgive myself. That's the work to do. Just keep staying in a place of feeling that you have and are forgiving always, always, always. So what are we going to embrace? We're going to embrace life by having a dream. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream? Okay, because sometimes we just cruise. We don't even think about it. We're just doing the daily stuff, and we don't stop and go, what is it my heart wants? I remember Kathy Ann Lewis talking about that. Getting in touch with what you really want will light you up, bring a smile to your face. I think I talked about that before. And what she wanted was a horse. And she had all these reasons she couldn't have a horse. And she finally got a horse. In fact, I think she has 2 horses. But so sometimes we put a block up for the things that we want. We think there are limitations. So get a dream. If you don't have one yet, get a dream. They're giving me the red light. we've got a lot more to talk about, but I won't take too long. So dream, believe that you have all the resources you need to move your life in the direction of peace. Can you do that? And care for yourself. Care for yourself. I want you to think about the things you can do to care for yourself. And finally, Louise Hay says this. Ta-dum. It's not finally, but it's close to finally, okay? She says, praise yourself as much as you can. The love in our lives begins with us. Loving yourself will help heal the planet. And finally, Ernest Holmes, in Your Invisible Power, says, peace is at the center of your own soul. It is the very beginning of your being. He goes on to say, this peace, which is the center of your being, has never been disturbed. It has never been afraid. It never desired to harm anyone, therefore it has never been hurt. He says, how then shall you use this great gift which nestles at the very center of your being? You are to use it consciously. You are to speak the word of peace wherever discord appears. And when you do speak the word of peace, let no doubt arise in your thought. You must know that peace stills the tempest. You must know that your peace has all power because it is the peace of God within you. And we conclude with my favorite little song that I'm not going to sing to you again. So the next slide. Hopefully it's there. When there's there are 4 slides. Maybe you only got the first 3. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. All together, ready? When there's light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, there is harmony within the home. When there's harmony within the home, there's order in the nation. When there's order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Isn't that beautiful? And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And here we have the amazing Dennis Bryan.
Thank you, and what a great message. Boy, I got a lot out of that, definitely. Thank you very much. We're going to have some fun with this one. This is a tune that Gary Lynn Floyd wrote called One Big Family. I know you guys, you like to move, you like to snap your fingers, you like to dance, right? Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 sing that. Yeah, yeah. Let's bring it on in. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. I said, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. 3 times. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. And I said, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, yeah, 3 times. Yeah, let's do it again. One more time. Everybody, get up on your feet. Get on your feet. Everybody you meet. And I said, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, 3 times. Hey, hey, yeah, 3 times and end it. Hey. There we go. Thank you very much. And thank you, Andy, and thank you, my friend Leslie, for coming to sing backup.
Woo, it's right. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Awesome. Guess what time it is? It's that time to open our hearts, our wallets, our phones, and give. Because this center is touching lives even beyond our walls. We touch lives in our community in ways you probably don't even know. So, yeah. Oh, I like that. Look at that response. Y'all are tuned in today. Thank you. So just take a moment to be grateful. And let's bless our offering today. Ready? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, to prosper. All those who give and all those who receive. Rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love, and so it is.
Before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around. I am grateful. I'm so 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 grateful.
Beautiful. We shifted that song. Were you surprised? So feeling blessed right now, I take a moment for our closing prayer. Will you just join me in heart and mind? If you wish, close your eyes. As we open to the awareness of the divine right here, right now, the glory of God magnificent, expressing through each one of us uniquely, we truly are one in this presence. And so I speak a word of light for all here, knowing that the power of the presence, the wisdom of God, sustains, supports, guides each and every one. Whatever the need is, it is now met. If it's for healing in relationships, love prevails. Oneness is known. Joy in connecting is present. If it's for right activity in the world, the right job, the right use of gifts, the right expression of your own creativity, I know that doors are opening, the opportunities that are there for you to do what you love to do and be well rewarded. If it's for healing in the body, I take a moment to recognize that every cell within the body has the divine intelligence and energy to go back to its natural, healthy state, that whatever doesn't belong is released and relieved, that wholeness, right circulation, energy is restored, the body is healed. Whatever the need is, take a moment to accept that it is met now. I rejoice in knowing this. With a grateful heart, I accept that the words spoken here are simply a revelation of what is already true for each and every one of us and beyond these walls to those we love. And so I let go. I let the divine handle all the details, knowing it is good, and so it is. Praise God. All right. Thank you, Andy. So I'd like to invite the ministers and practitioners to come forward. We're going to have an opportunity to sing the peace song together. Let's live that peace song as we do that. I just want you to know our practitioners are available for you after service. If there's anything going on in your life, come see one of them. They'll do a 1-minute miracle, listen to you, speak the truth, and times will change.